Steve Rogers was Iron Man. It's wild to think, but completely true. We'll cover all that and even more heroes that have donned the iconic armor over the years and superheroes you never knew who became Iron Man. What if the Punisher was Iron Man? Wonder no longer. Marvel answered that question in What If 28 to 29. Frank Castle was a SHIELD employee and was given some of the super soldier serum by President Rogers. A fake Captain America though, a liar. Castle's job was to take out superheroes, fighting the likes of Spider-Man and more. The fight against the Atlantean was too difficult for the Punisher, so Tony Stark created a special suit of armor to give him a leg up, and it was of course the Iron Man armor, this time in Punisher's colors. And Frank Castle officially took up the Iron Man identity. His Iron Man armor was very similar to the Mark III. Upon discovering the real Cap when he went after the Atlantean again, Frank switched sides, joining Captain America's New Avengers. And next up, let's address the advertised event, Captain America as Iron Man. Captain America has become Iron Man a few times across media. In Marvel's Contest of Champions, after the events of Civil War, he works Tony's Arc Tech into his suit and shield. In Bullet Points, the super soldier program never actually went forward, and instead they went with Project Iron Man, surgically grafting Steve to the suit. But for this video, we'll cover the time Steve put on a Tony-made suit in Avengers Volume 5 issue 44. This was right at the end of the Time Runs Out event, which was right before 2015's Secret Wars. The reason Steve donned the machine was because he wanted to be on a completely equal footing to Tony when he fought him 6 feet under. Because yeah, Steve is an excellent fighter, but one of them can fly, and that's not fair. In this story, the world was dying. The heroes were doing everything they could to save it, but Tony knew that they were more likely to fail than to succeed. He was telling everyone that they could do it because he believed with more time they actually could, but he knew in his heart that he was lying. Steve was very mad at Tony for this. He called him a liar, and the pair fought until they both perished. Luke Cage was outfitted with his own Iron Man armor in Venomverse War Stories. His suit is blue and gold, and there really aren't that many pieces, just the helmet, the gloves, and the boots. I mean, if your body is already invulnerable, why weigh yourself down with more metal? Unfortunately, Iron Cage of Earth 44,173 was short-lived, his only appearance being in that War Stories comic. In an unspecified universe, Howard the Duck is Iron Man. Thoughts and prayers to them, I fear they need it. In Howard the Duck Volume 6 Issue 1, the Wizard of the Prime Marvel Universe is telling Howard all about the nexus of all realities and opens a window that shows off a bunch of them. Cyclops is there, but with a vertical visor. Evil Squirrel Girl is there, and of course, Howard the Iron Duck. It's unclear if this Howard the Iron Duck is just the Iron Man for this world or also their Tony Stark. There is a building in the back that looks like it says Stark, Howard Stark the Iron Duck, named longer than his time on panel. There was another Iron Duck from Marvel's Lego Marvel Superheroes. Wolverine briefly wore the Iron Man suit during the Old Man Logan arc. The US and the world are completely destroyed here, and all Logan wants to do is live out the rest of his days with his family. Unfortunately, the Hulk gang, who are evil, need to collect rent soon or Logan's family will be no more. To get the money needed, Wolverine must embark on a cross-country trip with Hawkeye that ends in heartache and pain because this is a Wolverine story after all. The Red Skull had been taking trophies from each hero fallen, and one of those trophies was the remains of the Iron Man armor. After defeating Red Skull, Logan escaped by donning the red and gold and flying 36 hours with the hard-earned cash. Unfortunately, he lost the suit along the way as it ran out of fuel, and he also lost his family in the end because the Hulks came for payment early. There really isn't a happy ending here, but it was certainly a cool moment to see Iron Logan. Hal Jordan and Tony Stark put together makes the Iron Lantern. His suit is a perfect blend of the two heroes, green and gold, with the arc reactor Green Lantern symbol right in the middle. In this universe, the Iron Lantern's civilian name is Hal Stark. He is ridiculously rich and even more brilliant. A simple flight simulator construction gone wrong resulted in Stark being led to a crashed alien spaceship. Instead of a ring though, giving Stark powers, it is his suit. He constructed it out of the pieces of alien tech and found a lantern-shaped battery to power it. The suit lets him create any object out of green energy, time travel, use telepathy, and more. Iron Lantern has his own dedicated comic and exists on Earth 9602. Deadpool once stole the Iron Man armor in Deadpool flashbacks. After helping Tony Stark get his groove back and dump out all bottles of giggle water, he knocked him out and stole the suit. What a Deadpool thing to do. He did something amazing and then decided to be chaotic for fun. But the real reason that this happened was because he made a a deal with a demon to get Iron Man to drink again, because they wanted Iron Man incapacitated and out of the picture making bad decisions. Deadpool, surprisingly clever for who he is, realized that the contract said Iron Man and not Tony Stark. So he became Iron Man and consumed the giggle waters that Tony could continue down the good path. And that was really sweet. But in order to officially be Iron Man, he had to save the day as Iron Man. In order to prevent a nuclear failure, he cooled the rods of the plant off by throwing them directly into the ocean, which is an amazing choice for the environment, I have to say. A short-lived run as the hero, but certainly entertaining. Squirrel Girl and her pet squirrel Tippy Toe have donned Iron Man armors. In the unbeatable Squirrel Girl 2, Squirrel Girl wanted some armor, so she decided to break into Stark's Hall of Armor. This girl had a plan. She was going to distract all the guards while a team of squirrels, including Tippy Toe, ran in and stole as many pieces as they could. Putting on the helmet, she commanded it to create the perfect suit for her, because she can't just wear one of Tony's because of, her tail. The suit looks great, but again, with the tail, imagine getting hit with that. Already on its own, it would hurt, but now that it's literally covered in hard Stark tech, you'd be knocked into next week for sure. Tippy Toes also got armor in this comic, but his was a bit different. It was just a helmet and glove fused together, which looked a little bit ridiculous and kind of very Addams Family, if I'm being honest. Tippy Toes' armor from the game Avengers Academy is very different. He got this armor after Squirrel Girl asked Tony to make it. Since it's actually a custom Tony Stark armor, it fits Tippy Toe perfectly and is designed to look like a squirrel. Warp World gifted us with an epic version of Iron Man. Alright, it is quite the mashup of heroes, so I hope you are sitting down for this. Technically, in this world, already merged together were Black Panther and Ghost Rider, making Ghost Panther, and Iron Man and Thor, making Iron Hammer. Thor Iron Man is already cool on its own, but then the Soul Stone cracked and the universe folded in on itself again. While that was happening, Ghost Panther and Iron Hammer were fighting, and because they were so close together, the Fallout combined these 4 heroes into one, making Ghost Hammer. That means that this one hero had all the powers, gadgets, and tech of Iron Man, Black Panther, Ghost Rider, and Thor, and that's crazy. I love it when comics have fun. Look at his armor, the Black Panther helmet with the Thor hammer, iconic. But then, if you can believe me, we add even more heroes to the mix. Doctor Strange and Captain America had been merged, and they also joined this beautifully Frankenstein hero, and then called themselves the Hammer Supreme. So now we have Iron Man's mind and armor donning a super soldier, magical man with the power of Thor and the Black Panther in the fight. Cover of Vogue kind of material. Eventually the Soul Stone is repaired and they all go back to the duo mashups that they were before. There were actually other times when both Thor and Ghost Rider were Iron Man variants, Thor from Earth 15,513 and Ghost Rider of Earth 295. Both had their usual power sets, plus Stark tech. And finally, maybe the greatest Marvel hero to don an Iron Man suit, Stan Lee. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes, you could play as the iconic Marvel writer and get him to wear various super suits, one of which made him Iron Stan. His suit looked different than Tony's did. The color scheme was browns instead of red and gold, but he had all the same powers in the suit that Tony does. It's also in this game that Stan Lee easily lifts Thor's hammer, so maybe he does have a leg up on Stark in this world. But what do you think? Let us know. If you want more, check out superheroes you never knew who became Captain America. I get into all the surprise combos Marvel has cooked up over the years when it comes to America's astonishing captain. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!